fair.
Hold on, you broke up for me. I don't know if anybody else.
You repeatedly banned and unbanned Boost at that weeks ago. Was that the?
Yeah, I banned Boost. I banned Boost when she was having her CP or BPD episodes and going around calling people a bitch and telling them to kill themselves. I thought that was unacceptable behavior.
Yeah, well, Colton does the same thing. He goes around, calls people whatever, tells Cox's gun in front of them.
He says that he's they're gonna go to the ovens.
Colton's entertaining. Like, you're not even that entertaining.
And that's not the only thing that he does. Like he gets noise. He gets to noise as well.
Getting the fuck out again,
like
Leela.
It's not just the threats. It's not just the Nazi
women
stuff.
shouldn't be talking, and this is a place of men.
Okay.
This is a matter of women.
I don't think that John and Colton should be contributing to this because we just know that they're going to say anything against Tom because they hate him.
Yeah.
Actually, you guys are just saying the same shit I've been saying the entire time. For how long? I've exposed Tom how many times? I've literally got Tom to just come out and admit that he just uses his mods whenever he's upset at me. He says it himself. I have got him to say this shit. And you guys are
wait
saying,
a minute,
like,
wait. Hold on.
Ban?
See, listen.
It's just fucking
So
pathetic.
you
You guys
think
are
that John should have no moderation?
Wait. Yeah, that's
everyone else. Right. John just lashes out at them, right? But Tom, John all the time because he doesn't care.
I reminded you your marriage is terrible.
Oh, see, now you're going to go to that.
John is a fucking man-child.
We need a long-term solution.
Everybody calm down.
You're a man.
John.
Imagine if there was a third that could just unite everybody.
Stop. Listen, please. This is the problem. This is one of the problems. That people, they start monologuing. John. Krill, do you see what's happening? What John's doing? This is something that John does. This is something that Tasteless does. This is something that Colton does. They talk through people. If there's no moderation.
Christian Hillbilly does.
Look, you got two options. You can either go to another server, or you can ask the moderator, which is Tavin, to moderate it the way that you would like, or go to another room, moderate it that way. I honestly only see two solutions to this, Gigi, is to have multiple servers where people are all separated in different areas, or one server where they're all in the same area, but they're still sharing a mutual space where they can share a chat and they can save quotes. So I can invite people. We continue to grow. We can get the benefits of scale.
What I think is, like, for the most part, everything has gone pretty well. I think Tom has been a good moderator, but I do understand what Krill is saying. I think that that Tom can, like, because he has the power to, he can abuse his mods in order to, like, fuck with somebody. And I think if you just give him, like, if you just tell Tom, like, look, you're starting to go too far, you're starting to abuse it too much, maybe Tom will just pull back.
I've never had a single complaint about against a moderator for a room, because that's a defined rule. The moderator has full reign over that room. But as far as some of the admins and moderators and how they're doing things in the server, and we can either appeal to all those individually, or we can try to appeal to everybody.
Okay,
hold on, Molly. Hold on.
No, I have a question. Is this acceptable? Is this acceptable, what he just posted? Is that something I would just leave out? That's okay?
Colton.
Look, I don't care about the content. I don't care about the content.
I would delete that.
I don't care about the content of what fucking Colton posts. It's the fact that it takes up so much space constantly. What the fuck, Colton?
Yeah, he's like a spammer. That's the thing.
No, you're just lying.
Then you know Chatham. And then I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I've ever seen Colton on his own leave the server and come back to motivate and repost things.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he has. Yeah, he
has
done it, Krill.
And Krill, if I may,
but Krill, we've had this conversation with you. It's like you just throw out the past every time we have this conversation.
Well, Colton, if that happens again, you're gonna get a ban for a week, and then you come back, and then
I'll never do it again.
Like, why don't you just leave Tom to his own discretion, and then
I have my own room.
Is he not a trustworthy man? Even if it's for a bit of entertainment, is wrong about that.
I was gonna say, be careful what you guys wish for.
Yeah.
Especially
to the server, and then you can ask if you're providing special treatment.
Yeah,
if you wouldn't give the same power to anybody else in the server, then it's not a viable solution in my opinion.
But Tom isn't any other person. He's been doing.
I disagree. I try to treat everybody. I think everybody should be treated equally.
Fuck that guy.
Don't you think though? I mean,
John.
if all this trouble is predicated on the fact that you're getting a shitload of individual complaints, I mean, don't you think that it's true or reasonable to believe that the people who are getting modded are always going to complain about it? I mean, of course people are going to fucking complain about it.
I mean, look at the people Krill has already posted as people, right? It's Tommy, which is like just a fucking dude that comes in and spams and is a consistent troll, known to abuse the system that we've already provided.
Listen, this room is for entertainment, right?
Hold on, what about mine?
Yeah.
I posted one to complain about Tom.
What did you post?
He kicked me when I didn't answer his question correctly, which was also never ruin a bit again.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
Oh,
this is so exciting. Someone tell me about the nature of the falling out. People are just bitching about
Despite time Jack got mad at Tom.
Despite being annoyed about that, I completely let it slide because I thought Tom does a good job here. And I wasn't banned.
Well, he kicked you and you came right back, right?
Yeah. But he kicked me and then said...
And someone added your role right afterwards, didn't they, Orson?
He said... But it might have been the second time, but it was in order to like elicit a response from me, and I didn't feel comfortable with that.
Oh my!
And you were able to come right back. So basically, nothing happened. He just kicked you, and you came right back.
Great.
He would have kicked you again.
Yeah, but that's the sort of thing. Like, I've had those situations in the past where I've like fought back with the mod. So if I had fought back like more sternly, maybe I would have been in more trouble.
No, maybe somebody would take
no, you wouldn't.
Because you can come if he didn't ban you, right? Maybe if he kicked you again, like anytime you brought it up. Because I doubt if you would have said Tom, that was fucked up and blah blah, he would just kick you right again. You know what I mean?
Sorry,
the whole point was for the joke.
I want to say one more thing to Krill, and that's all I'll say. But look, I understand where you're coming from with not wanting to ban people. I totally understand your side. But Tom has a certain set of skills. Like, he's the best person for the server. He's made the server fucking amazing. He's skilled. So just you have to look at the cost benefit.
Yeah, I get that.
And I'm
But
sure
there's
if
everybody
Tom
contributes.
come back,
Everybody contributes in their own way. I'm not disagreeing that Tom is adding value to the server, but I think everybody adds value in their own way. Bacon, for somebody that doesn't necessarily manage conversations, but he's invited almost 1,000 people to the server since he's been here. That's something Tom doesn't send out invites to the server. That's not the way that he doesn't contribute in that way. That's fine, but there's other people that are valuable to the server, and I think everybody needs to be recognized equally.
Is asking him to tone it down not off the cards? I mean,
I would like to present some DM proof.
I actually don't have any
I
don't have any major problem with the server. I feel bad that Vade doesn't come here anymore because he's banned and he's tired of getting modded by Tom. I thought he was a great addition to the team.
You thought Vade was a great addition?
If you look in the chat,
you thought Vade was a great
addition. Tom was abusing his mods.
You know how many people complain about Vade?
How many people leave, go to different rooms whenever Vade gets in here?
I totally think Vade should be allowed back
and
here.
he was asked just to move down a room and talk to this person like one-on-one because he was always just having a discussion one-on-one, like added in. He only discussion and complained if anyone else.
Well,
and people left because they were so bored.
Yeah, he was really annoying, but we should let him back in.
Yeah, it's fine. It's always a temporary ban anyways.
Look, if Facebook and Twitter and all other and social media just ban people because they didn't find them interesting, then they would never get to be big. They would never.
No, that wasn't the reason. I don't think that was a reason, Pro. I mean, everyone in here.
If everybody liked everybody in here, it could just be debate coliseum.
Well, it's not about liking people. We let Dial in, we let Iron in here for the longest time. Yeah. It's not like we just dislike somebody, so we kick them the fuck out of here.
But a lot of these people some of these people, I don't know if they would necessarily. I think we could have more people that lasted longer. A lot of people they come in, they meme, they troll, they noise troll, they do all this shit at first, and they're worthless, right? But then as they finally find themselves comfortable in the new environment, the new social setting, they start to contribute value, whether it be through entertainment, dissension, or intellectual conversation. No matter what it happens to be, they do bring value, even by the simple fact of being here.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But Krill, you do realize that a good portion of those people that end up leaving, they leave of their own accord. I think I only know probably of a few that have actually been banned by Tom, or banned period. Most of them that come in, they come in at first and they start throwing their shit around. And rather than Tom banning them, we just shit on them from end to end. And they end up
People
leaving.
leave because they don't like the environment.
Yeah, that's the point. I mean,
Are we fostering an environment that allows people to stay? Or
Yeah, absolutely. Let me say this, girl. I think the people that are in here that stick it out, that have the fortitude to stick it out, I would rather be here than some pussy ass bitch that comes in for 5 minutes, bitches about how they don't get their cock stroked.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, do you think
Tell me why the fuck I got no chatted?
Because you're a bitch, Colton.
Why the fuck am I no chatted?
Then you should.
Because you're a bitch,
Then you
Colton.
should
This
stop
is the level that
Colton.
Krill wants. It's just people screaming into
Yeah,
the
then
mic.
you should stop Colton from yelling.
I posted some proof in the main chat
People,
that
and
Tom.
you don't want them to be threatened. And with Jarl, you should ban him because he's
Come
not really the
forward
case
and
that
be
you
a man
want, that you
and tell
want
me
more
who
people
no chatted
here.
me.
Colin, shut the
It's
fuck up
obvious.
for a
It was
second.
Krill. Look at the audit logs, Colin. Fuck.
If that was really the case that you wanted, you would ban people like Coral and Vade because they're, well, Colton people them Vade death, all this stuff. So if that's really the case, Krill, that the whole goal is to keep anyone and everyone around.
Layla, that was cute, but it was not very logically consistent.
How? How?
Hey,
If you want this to be,
Layla, you'd want to change it from everybody. It'd be you want to change it from everybody.
What we do, right?
Because when you say everybody, saying that you're going to ban people.
saying that,
Before
but
Tom
the fact
can ban
that
somebody.
Krill's saying that people around and he wants us
know
to
what a prime
basically be a
directive
safe
is?
No, I
space.
hear what you were saying, Layla. I'm just saying, just change. All you had to do was just change your ending to from all people to more people around.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
I got an
Krill,
idea. I have a solution. I have a
You see what I
As
meant.
far as I'm
No, I
concerned,
knew, but Krill's
I have
going to be pedantic about it.
I have a pretty fucking high fortitude when it comes to people just being douchebags. I'm not saying that everyone who I don't like should be banned. What I'm saying is that people who use their ability to overtalk another person or to
Hey,
just
look, it's the
shit
dick
post
lizard.
constantly ends up fucking obstructing conversation in the first place.
I agree.
It's the cock sorcerer.
And I think a lot of people are forgetting the fact that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different rooms with different moderators.
Yeah, but people won't change rooms, Krill. People just don't. I don't know why.
Because they don't want to get away from the
Well,
conversation in the
I think
room.
I have the solution to the problem.
Hey,
right?
the conversation's
What if-
going on in a room.
what
They
if
don't
we ask
want
Tom-
to. They don't
what
want to
if
jump
we
in a
ask-
room by themselves
Yeah.
and just sit there.
Yeah,
You guys hear me?
exactly.
Can you guys hear me? I'm trying to.
Yes, but
give
you
guys a
overtalk
solution to
other
the problem.
people, Dial.
Jesus Christ! I've been trying to get in for like a half an hour.
Yeah.
You guys still talking about the same shit over and over again. All right,
Very
so
nice to speak.
the solution to the problem is if we get Tom to have to get people to vote whether that person should be kicked. If the majority of the people vote yes, then a certain percentage, I don't know what percentage that is,
Oh, God.
then Tom
Fuck
has
mob rule, Dio. Fuck mob rule. Fuck
Shut up,
democracy.
Golden. See,
Because
this
the-
is what.
the reason because it will the people in the room want him
Yo,
to
statistically,
So what do you-
mobs
what do you
have a
do,
lower
Dio? What do you
average
do?
IQ.
In a raid deal. Let's say 10 or 15 people come in here from a fucking raid and someone throws a straw
Oh, I'm
poll up,
talking
and
about
there are
members.
only 6 or
I'm
7
talking about members.
core
I'm
members.
not talking about raid
members.
people. I'm talking about members.
Well, if you apply that principle to the entire room,
Oh my
if
god,
you don't, for
it's
instance.
not rocket science.
No,
though.
look, I understand what you're saying, Dio. What I'm saying is that, so if you only apply that in certain instances, then you're going to get people who are bitching and complaining about the fact that it's only in certain instances and it's not consistent.
But Dio, there usually is a pool. Like with Vade, there was a pool, an overwhelming majority. and then he still wasn't banned.
That's in my opinion, that's not how large communities grow.
May I
They don't operate off of
Saying
consensus.
doesn't work.
They operate off of a system of rules, and everybody is allowed to have mobilization inside of that system.
Okay, can I say something right quick? One of the things that I find interesting is that, you know, you want to make this, and as do all of us, this environment where people can come in and talk about different things and whatnot. But I don't think it's asking a lot for Colton say that the only rule that we've laid down to him and other people is certain things that you don't post. Now he he can still have conversation. We've even said bring it into chat if you want to discuss things. But now it's become this agenda for him, because so as soon as he comes in, especially when he knows I'm in the room, he immediately starts posting shit. Now he'll come in and say that was not didn't have a swastika, and
it's all because of you.
Is that really that difficult of a problem to fix? I mean, look, I've no chatted Colton and deleted those 2 pictures he posted, and there's no more pictures from Colton.
Right? Okay, exactly. You
So
did
what's
it.
the problem?
The problem is that I do it and I get called to the carpet for abusing my mods, Krill. I did exactly what you did, but when I did it, I get fucking called to the carpet.
Yeah, this is nothing against Molly personally. I like Molly a lot, but Molly abuses her mods more than anybody. Why is Tom being called out more than Molly?
Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
Well, issue that came up, and it happens to be.
Hey Krill, why did you take the images
whose
down?
immediate response to the problem was to create another server. That seems
Krill, why did you take those pictures down though?
No, we've had like what 3 to 4 people now create servers after leaving here.
Like, what are the
We've
rules
had,
on pictures?
What's
I don't
his
understand.
face? What is the old dude?
Silent.
This
There's one before, 1 or 2
You guys should
before
create
that.
another server is fucking insane.
What
It's insulting
are
to
the
Johnny, in my
rules on
opinion.
posting images?
Just feels like he's being a Krill. I think if
Hey,
you
my
made
shit
an
didn't violate
executive-
terms of service,
Hey,
Krill. What the fuck, man?
Colton, do you not think if you made an executive decision and then Tom immediately, went against that you would?
It's challenging from my perspective because the executive decision was not in accord with the environment of the server. That was you have access to the admin mod chat, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's been clearly outlined how we address people that are disruptive in the server, right?
Can I get my
So-
chat back?
But
So
does
which
Tom,
I
does
did,
Tom
which
because
giving
he adds,
the warnings
Hold on,
and
Molly.
whatnot.
Because Tom adds so much value to the server from an entertainment perspective, does that mean that he's no longer bound by the rules?
I don't think anyone's saying that.
But it seems like
I
I'm
do.
being asked to make an exception, and I'm telling you as the server owner, I'm not willing to make exceptions for people. I think that everybody should.
I mean, we can't. I don't think we can discuss that. Then, I mean,
what would you do? You would just say, "Oh, sorry, Tom banned him." Then that's it.
I would stick with
look,
my
if you wanna
loyal
take a-
moderator that's been here forever and created an entertainment forever.
But I'm not loyal to.
Gonna say is if you want to
This
take
is why
the
Molly's
hard
going
line-
on trial on Friday night. I have my loyalties to Molly as a friend are definitely there, but I don't have loyalties from a server perspective because that loyalty goes to everybody in the server equally.
If you want to
And
take
it's
a
tough-
hard
it's tough
line,
sometimes.
if it is the case, you own the server and those are the rules, then I mean, in order not to be impartial, I guess you would have to. And I hate to say that because I fucking love Tom, but
see, this is why I like
let it be what it is.
server, is because Krill actually has principles. He's actually willing to hold you
No one
people
cares, Cole.
to some kind of consistent standard, and that
No one
is
cares,
a
Cole.
beautiful and much needed thing. And you can keep trying to say that no one cares. But what are you doing? You're trying to overtalk me. You're accusing me of all these
I'm
things.
not
that you
accusing you of anything. All I'm saying is that I just don't.
Have I had any other complaints other than Yarrow?
Colton,
No,
then
Javon.
may I
Okay.
ask you a question, Colton? Why is it okay that you accept that Krill just deleted your post and server no chatted you, and when I do it, you call it abuse? You do the same fucking thing, and then you go on and bitch on
that
about
one was
it.
because that one was very clear. He put Jew nigger in it.
Exactly, and that's what he was posting last night, and then he said it wasn't no shit.
Some of the photos that he
ridiculous.
Timing was bad. I think it was just a situation where the timing is bad because we're trying to do something serious here.
For sake of transparency, there's only two admin or moderators in here that I get consistent complaints about. That's it. And then, but I have like maybe 10, 15, 20 people that complain about.
I got a question. I got a question really quick.
We can either ban those 20 people, or we can work with the two individuals and make sure that, as a group, that we agree that.
I know. I'm guessing one of them is Molly, and I would guess the other one's Tom too.
Hold on, Krill. I got a question for you. Do you feel, as a server owner, you're above the rules?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
No.
You don't feel you're above the rules?
I know I've made mistakes before though, and I let my ego get ahead every now and then, but I try my best not to.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna point out you put nudity.
Well, actually, those who make the rules can break the rules.
I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, Tom was just a do-boy, right? He was just Krill's bitch all along. It's always been the case. Now it seems.
And now you get people like John saying this about Tom because
but it seems
you're
to me
sticking
like
up with
might have an
Krill.
Where's
issue
the fucking lie?
with these people.
Where's the lie?
Doing like a mutiny on him, right? They're talking about
John.
Well, it's not a mutiny.
Krill, you're to join Layla's server.
It's not a mutiny.
How fucking suspicious.
We were joking, dude. Shut up, John.
I'd imagine.
You think it's
I'd imagine
odd create a new server when people like John are calling him your bitch boy after you go against something that he's moderated?
No, you're not.
But Lilo, Tom, bitch boy, he can
And
say whatever you want.
shut up, Colton.
Yeah, bitch, deal with it, you fucking cunt.
Shut up, John.
John, if Tom made a new server, you would go in there more than you come in here because you like to fight with him.
False.
You like Tom. You like being around.
No, whenever I tell
That's like your
Tom
favorite person.
that I'm actually glad he's gonna die
Favorite
alone,
person to
I
talk
actually
to.
mean it.
If Tom created a new server, the only difference in the server that would be between his server and my server is more people would be banned based on Tom's whim.
And the animal
If that's what people want,
A lot of
then
people would go there for
but you're
entertainment.
held captive to Tom's rules at that point.
Well, but Krill, isn't it technically, since you set up the rules, people are being banned still according to your whims also?
Yes.
Well, I don't.
I mean, there's really no difference there.
Did you take Tom's mods away, Krill?
No.
Okay. Well, then why don't we just leave it here and let him come back tomorrow?
I wonder
let him
how
flex
much
his muscles all he wants, and then he'll just be back.
I wonder how much
He's not
chaos
gonna make a new fucking server.
would
Just call his
happen
fucking bluff, Krill.
The way I see it,
if
this
Tom.
is Johnny's server. You guys
John.
are all lucky he's even talking about being fair to you faggots in the
Jesus
first place.
Christ,
You guys sit
John,
around
John.
talking
I
shit to
really
each other
hope Tom
all day
doesn't
long.
leave.
There's no
Look,
limits.
John,
to
this
what you
isn't a
guys talk
fight.
about.
This is a fucking
Somebody's
discussion.
coming here
Lilo, what would
fucking
Tom be leaving
and you
for?
guys are
Because
talking
I
about
overrode his
This was
moderation?
this conversation was in a decent line until John did that straight on.
Lilo,
Fuck you
what
and
would
your
Tom?
stupid
What would
fucking
Tom
accent, faggot.
Why
John,
would
John, could you just stop talking for a minute, man?
Lilo,
Josh,
why
all
would
you
Tom
can do
create
is
another
laugh. Don't
server?
you have an opinion?
Yeah, don't ban Tom.
I don't think anybody was talking
Well,
about
nobody's going to ban Tom. It's just whether or not he pushes him enough to create his own server.
If he wants to create his new server or another server, he's welcome to do that. I think he was just joking when he said that. But if he's serious about it, then that's fine. He's willing.
I wasn't here. I didn't hear it. I'm saying.
If
he wants ultimate power. He wants to overthrow you.
John, do you want to fight IRL?
Jesus.
Come on, man.
Can we stop with the bullshit?
You just can't trust a person of mixed race heritage. You just can't trust them. Tom's a racial
internet warrior confirmed.
Tom is a racial hybrid, and he's confused, and he'll always have identity and mental problems because of it.
Shut up,
And he's going to be a shifty rice bastard. He's a shifty slope.
So you're 100% white, Colton, yeah? You're 100% white.
He's a shifty slope. There's no way around it. Okay? He eats cats, he kills dogs with fire, and he eats cats. So let's not trust him.
You said he eats
cats. Let me talk to Krill.
Watch out,
Let me
Crafty.
just talk to Krill for a second. Let me just talk to Krill for a second, guys. Come on. Hold on a second. Calm down. Simmer down. All right. So, Krill, is the idea that you're trying to get Tom to reform his behavior, and he still has admin, or have you taken his admin away?
No, he still has admin, but you understand I'm in everybody understands I'm in a difficult spot because I would like to keep Tom here just as much as everybody else would, right? But
so if
Tom's uncomfortable with the idea of not being able to ban people that on his own personal preference or his own whim, as opposed to the rules that were outlined for admins and mods, then it becomes increasingly difficult to balance the two things.
So you're trying to get him to reform his behavior. That's what I hear.
Hey, Krill, I'm going to help you out here. I would like you to take my mods. I'm done. I'm not. I thought I was doing right by this server. Fuck it. Everyone else needs to demote me.
All you did
so
was
please take my mods. Yeah. Fuck you, John.
Jesus Christ.
So just be done with it. It's just silly.
Letting my emotions get the best of me.
Talk to Molly like that, bud.
Well, let's just be real. I don't
John,
like all
John,
this
you're not
beating around the bush.
helping at all. Just shut up.
Hitler was right, Molly.
I'm a real one.
Hitler was right.
Fight IRL?
This is literally what John Colton does every time.
So, Godless, it seems like all Krill is saying is that he wants Tom to reform his behavior, and that.
Yeah, but I understand that.
But if he doesn't, then it's not much. There's not very much that can be done about it. It does reach a breaking point eventually if there's enough people that are uncomfortable with it.
I mean, Josh, before you were here, Tom was very unwilling to reform his behavior. But the thing is, the quality and the quantity of the server will just go way downhill really fast if Tom goes.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So are we?
Keep the server together. We need to keep the strength of the server,
I'd say if fucking Tom doesn't want to reform...
Well, you had that rule for Dark Dawkins for the
server
longest
dies
time.
because of it. Let it
look, if we gotta lose a fucking racial...
We did have that rule. We had that rule for Dark Dawkins for the longest time.
If we lose Tom,
Krill.
You're not helping or adding anything. Just shut up.
Have you
it's a net positive that we rid ourselves of this racial hybrid bastard
We tried
child.
giving people special permissions. We tried giving like Darth Dawkins special treatment, right? And eventually we decided that was not the best.
No, we didn't. He just stopped coming around. It had nothing to do with us deciding we weren't going to give him
coming
that.
around because we started following mod procedures with him.
Well, look here's the way I look at it. Have you or have you not, Krill,
I don't think
seen
that's necessarily
substantial growth in the server? And if so, maybe we need to write the rules. You need to write the rules that are in line with the way that Tom mods. Because from where I'm sitting,
Declan, go down to. Oh, what do you mean? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, all I'm saying is that. So I'm not saying that Tom doesn't have his issues, right? I agree he has his issues, but it seems that the way he is doing it is facilitating substantial growth for the room.
The difficulty with
the growth is from Bacon Bone inviting everyone.
Yeah, me and Bacon Bone invited over 2,000.
What do you know? What the percentages of people that stay versus people that come?
I think
it's very difficult. It's very difficult. To manage all that.
I think his main contribution is his entertainment value. Like, he's a good troll and he's funny, not his mod.
Tom created a filter. Like, I don't know. Krill wants anybody here who wants to be here, but I thought it was amazing how Tom created this filter of only certain kind of people stick around.
Mm-hmm.
We have like an amazing group of people.
Yeah, I wouldn't want people in politics there.
But you don't think that people stick around for Jovan and Molly and Colton and Leela and Bacon?
No, we're not
in the way that they
don't.
stick around for Tom.
Yeah, we're not saying that. I'm not saying that they don't.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I stayed here
Thanks, Josh.
mostly initially because of Tom.
All I'm saying, Krill, is that there's a difference between people joining and staying for a few days and people being forged into the community. And Tom is good at keeping people involved in the community. I can't name you countless people who I didn't know before Hangouts that I know now.
Disagreement on that fact. It's just is that enough to allow him free reign over the rules?
I'm not saying that he should have free reign. What I'm saying is that what needs to be looked at are the core things that Tom does and they need to be written into the rules.
Yeah,
that's
give
what I'm
Tom
saying.
free reign. Give Tom free reign.
I agree.
That's what I say. That's my opinion.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I agree.
same. And I think Colton should be banned.
Because look, he's not going to
Christian Hillbilly, for example. Did anybody value him being here? To be honest,
At this point, no, there's no point in him being here anymore.
Does anybody value who?
I mean, I guess you can
say
say there's
one thing
value to
on
him being here every once and again, yeah.
I want to say
guess.
one thing on Krill's behalf, though. It is his server, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Oh, yeah. He can do whatever he wants with it.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, he's the one that's asking for input, though.
As much as I think Tom's great, I strongly disagree with him having free reign.
I disagree with the
Who
fact
fuck
that
just
anybody
said
having
that? I don't
free
even
reign.
know that voice. Who the fuck are you?
Orson.
You're irrelevant, whoever you are.
Thank
Free
you, Julie.
Tomer.
Who?
Thorson.
Who the fuck is that?
He's the irrational
The one that Tom beats up, or sorry, Justin beats up every now and again.
Yeah, Tom.
I think
Orson
I think-
hasn't been here long enough to know how the server really works.
Really?
Yeah.
Been here like 5 months.
Hey, everyone back off of Orson.
And someone started
Whoa.
hashtag Free Tomer.
Is 5 months not long enough?
You're
I don't
great,
know.
Orson. Don't worry.
Is there
Hey,
something that Tom has wanted to do that he's not been able to do other than ban Colton in the server?
I think only
Yeah,
Tom
he
could
tried
answer
to
that.
ban Boost.
Yeah, he did.
Why
try
does
to
this
ban Boost.
matter? Either you're gonna let Tom
You
have
tried
free
to
reign or
ban,
you're not.
you banned Boost too, though, so.
I mean, it's more just the principle of the thing of you going against him right after he's made a decision on something.
Yeah, especially
Well,
for
I don't
Colton,
think that
dude.
anybody's
Holy
saying, like,
fuck.
the-
But then doesn't that put Tom above the rules?
That's fine. I don't mind because it doesn't bother me. I mean, look at all the
Tom
over
is above
talking
the
that was happening. People were trying to have input, and everybody was over talking each other. That shit wouldn't be happening with Tom in here. You make sure it doesn't happen. I just now muted Colton about 4 minutes ago because he wasn't actually having any input into this conversation. He was over talking.
Go Bacon Bow.
That's a good use of
Hashtag
mods.
Free Tomer.
Well, Tomer's not in.
And one more quick thing.
Well, when I say Free Tomer, I mean give him free reign. Hashtag Free Tomer.
But
one more.
you know,
I can understand Krill not wanting to give somebody free reign.
what were you gonna say?
Even if there's somebody.
That's why I think.
No,
there's
that's why I
middle
said
ground.
it, even-
if he
but-
doesn't want to give them free reign, look at what Tom's doing, make an assessment, and just write it into the rules. So at that point, Tom's not getting free reign, but he's doing what gives the server substantial growth. And Krill, you still have control over the server. I mean, look, personally, I would like to see Tom have free reign, but I know if I were in your position and I bought a server, I wouldn't want to give that to somebody else.
Well, there are
Just take the middle
there are
ground.
other people that don't want Tom to have free reign.
Yeah, but okay, look at this, Krill. Who are these people? These
Yeah,
people
who are
that you're
these
talking
fuckers?
about.
They're
That's
they're-
not what I mean. Is
you hold on.
go ahead.
Colton, Tasteless, John, Orson. Booth.
Is it any Krill?
You don't think
Is
that
it?
you don't think that irrational actors bring value to the server?
Wait,
No,
now
look, I think
everybody-
look,
Anyone who's
Krill,
not
hold on,
everybody
hold on.
Krill
You
just
wanna-
listed.
I'm here.
Everybody
Krill, I
just
think.
listed-
Hold on,
I
let
think
let
that-
you
No,
just
let
say that real
Gigi
quick.
No,
talk.
listen, everybody that Krill just listed is a regular member here.
But do they add anything, really?
That's
Would
what
you-
I'm saying.
Absolutely.
John
I think they
barely
do.
adds
Fucking
anything.
gang up and stick behind people we've known for years.
John barely
Literally
adds
all of our
anything.
protagonists. We won't have
John-
any.
John-
The real question. Look, I got it. Okay. The real question is do we want their input more than we want Tom fucking?
No,
with
no,
them for
no.
their
That's not
input?
the question.
That's the real question. That's
Look, those people, Krill, are going to be complaining about just the nature of those people. They're going to be moderated. They're going to complain about the people that are moderating them.
Yeah.
Like the people you listed.
That's
well, I don't
just
know
not
about
true.
Orson.
But they don't
Orson
complain-
is-
they
Plenty
don't
of
complain
examples
about
where
Bacon
he
Bone,
just
they
flat
don't
out
complain
admits he's
about-
abusing his mods. Now you're just
That's
trying to say, well, he
because-
has reasons for abusing
Okay.
his mods. It's just fucking pathetic.
Krill, that's because half of the time they
You've
just
been
assume.
spewing nonsense.
Hold on, John.
Look, they don't
half
complain
the
about
time.
Squishy, they don't complain
You
about
think
Felix, they
so?
don't complain about Vivi, they don't complain about John, they don't complain
Wait.
about Declan, they don't complain about Danny,
Okay.
they don't complain about Leela, they don't complain about Liz, they don't complain
Okay,
about Michael.
but you wanna
they don't
know why
complain
that
about
is,
Ocean, They don't
Krill?
complain about Seth, they don't complain about Seamus, they don't complain about Wrench.
You want to know why that is half the reason? One of the things is that they just assume it's Tom. Half of them don't even look at the auto logs. And then the other thing is Tom is here the majority of the time, right? He's the one that's most active in this server. And so obviously he's going to be the one that's most commonly moderating these people.
They do say Tom mute them. He's not even the one
Yeah,
that mutes
like
them after
half the
time.
time you go to the audit log and these people are complaining about Tom muting them or whatever, and it's someone else entirely.
Yeah, exactly. Tom has a target on his back. He's in a position of power. Of course, they want to take him
famous,
down.
Tom.
It's like wanting to take down the government. People want to take
I thought we already agreed that Tom was gone. Let's get this fucker out of here. We already agreed he was banned.
Josh was over here saying free Tom, and now he's saying ban Tom.
Well, look,
Johan, you killed the meme, you idiot.
Tom, is there
Oh,
not a
we were
middle
just
ground that
following
can be
procedure.
found? Can you not find a middle ground, Tom?
What?
Can you find a middle ground with Krill?
Tom's not even here, you fucking dumbass. You're nobody.
is.
You're irrelevant. You're not even
Tom
a
is
member
at the bottom of the
Get
list,
the fuck
GG.
out.
Or
Holy fuck.
You got wrecked, bro.
We've been talking about this the whole time as if it's absolute. It's like it's either Tom has free will or he leaves. I just don't think that's the
I don't
case.
think anyone says that.
That's how the whole conversation has been laid out.
The point I was making
No,
before is Krill owns a server. He can do what he wants. He can break his rules.
Well, why don't let Tom talk? If Tom wants to say, if Tom wants to voice frustrations that he has, then shouldn't we address that? Because Tom said that he's like, well, I'll just go create on the server. I think he was joking about that, but there's obviously some serious tone behind it. So I'd like to address what his concerns are.
Why wouldn't I be?
Than everybody, what everybody thinks Tom's concerns are.
People make new servers all the time.
Say that again.
Why wouldn't I be serious?
Oh, I didn't know. Maybe you are. That's fine. It just was the context. You seemed like you were very frustrated at the time. I didn't know if it was that specific issue that was frustrating you or a pattern of behavior that was frustrating you.
Oh my God, Carl, are you serious?
Did I sound like I wasn't serious?
Well, I mean, maybe you could recount the events in your head, and you could go back to the specific issue that started this.
Yeah, Colton. I unbanned Colton after you banned him.
Yeah, immediately after.
Why was he banned?
Because the ban is the only type of moderation that you can use on Colton.
I disagree.
What else can you do?
He's been no-chatted right now.
He just leaves the server and comes back.
Well, he's been told that if he does that, he gets a ban for a week.
What do you think just happened?
He's been told since that time.
I see. So what other methods of moderation are effective against Colton? Krill?
I'm saying it's effective right now. We're witnessing its effectivity.
No, I mean not effective as in it happening from this point on, but what other methods of moderation are effective? Means that they work.
I don't think he's been given that effective treatment yet. He's just been banned and unbanned. We really haven't had a structure. So we tried.
Well, we've told him. Bro, you've told him. You've said this before, where you've told him you'll ban him for a week, and he's still done it.
Can I unmute him and ask him if he's been treated this way?
You didn't actually ban him for a week. You unbanned him after a day, but you told him that, and he still did it.
Colton, this is our procedure for handling people that are doing things they're not supposed to do on the server, right? Like posting Nazi memes.
Wait, so that's not allowed?
The first is the mute or no chat.
What are the rules on images?
Dude, you've been told this how many times? You've agreed to it how many times?
We have a
so
wording of you acknowledging it all.
We need a consistent standard, though.
You're so disingenuous.
No, I've posted plenty of memes lately that did not have Hitler or a swastika on them.
Shut up.
It would be such a horrible tragedy if the reign of Tom and Krill, this amazing server, ended because of Colton.
Yeah, we should just ban Colton.
True.
Yeah, I agree.
We should honestly just ban Colton.
Fuck you.
That would probably solve all the problems. Ban Colton and give Tom a free reign.
We have a procedure for handling people like Colton that everybody seems to agree is an effective procedure. But we haven't even tried it with Colton.
Have you ever had anybody like
Colton?
Colton?
Wait, who? What?
Girl, what are you doing right now? Is this like a shtick or something?
Yes, Krill, are you about to burst out laughing that you've just been trolling this whole time?
Look at this Jew calling for my crucifixion.
Jesus Christ.
The fucking memes write themselves.
All right, stop yelling into the mic, Jesus.
Oh my god.
All right, well, I don't know. I thought. Well, do you guys have anything else to say to me, or do you have some questions for me, or what?
Yeah.
Are you just? What are you saying?
yes.
Are you just demanding free reign, or you're not gonna be a mod here anymore?
I mean, I don't know about all that. I'm not interested in really being here. I mean, it's just like any other server. I wouldn't just like leave the server and like out of like trying to make some sort of statement. I would just go somewhere else.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy do you think I am?
You want to go somewhere else because you can't?
Hey, Tom, thanks for trying to
Crafty, everybody
keep the server
shut
from
up
falling
and let
apart.
Krill and Tom talk about this. Please, everybody quit interrupting.
Thanks for trying, Tom.
What is the? Can you outline the specific behavior that makes you not want to be here anymore?
Oh my god, dude!
Or
This, like, I find this really disingenuous. I mean, I don't know if I'm being.
Does anybody?
I'm not
Hold on.
really
Does anybody else in here
trolled,
not
so.
value the specificity of this, or no? Because if we just want to joke around
Krill,
and meme, that's fine.
Do you not understand? He already said just right after he banned Colton, you unban him. You went
because
against
he
any
banned
action
Colton.
that he took.
He banned Colton because Colton wouldn't kiss the ring.
Why didn't you like DM Tom and go like, oh, what was that? You know, deal with it privately and then decide.
Everybody witnessed it. It wasn't like Colton was posting Nazi memes in the server at that particular time and we told him to stop, or that he was yelling into the microphone, or that he was exhibiting any other behavior other than the fact that he was against a particular admin in the server at the time.
No, he was doing the Jewish voice.
It's not a bannable offense. If I just
When he
ban
does his
somebody-
Jewish voices, he's loud and obnoxious, and he does it over and over and over.
Yeah, we don't want me. No, we don't want
totally
memeing.
true.
Stop, Orson. We don't want that memeing garbage and trolling. Okay, we
Fuck off, Bacon. I paid you money, you nigger.
That's not kissing the ring. That's saying, look, this is a
ban
point of
him or we-
moderation. If you do it, it's not acceptable. That's not kissing the ring. What are you talking about, Bill?
Why are we banning him right away as opposed to muting him?
I gave him 2 chances.
And then
I said, if you do it again, he did it. I said, I'm gonna give you another chance. He did it. What are you talking about, Krill? Is this a troll, dude?
I'm saying there's no value to him not being here. There's still value to him being a listener.
Well, there's no way to institute that.
Are you telling me that you don't know, you're unfamiliar with the mute feature?
Are you telling me you're unfamiliar with Colton's behavior of habitually leaving the server and coming back to avoid any sort of moderation?
False.
Come on, Colton. This isn't your first day at school. Krill, what's the matter with you?
Look, if he doesn't again, then he's banned. He knows that. But he wasn't banned for evading mods. He was banned for not listening to a mod. And that's when in my opinion, that's when he stepped on an admin moderator's toes, and they banned him for it. It wasn't because he was breaking any kind of rule in the server.
Well, you should respect admins and mods. We make the rules. We set up what's going on. If they're able to hold on,
you're a piece of shit.
If they are
I
able,
feel like this is a joke. Is this some kind of put on?
Why are Nazi images banned? Exactly.
it's against Todd.
Bacon, I have no
They
respect
will
for you.
shut down the server.
Okay, what images are allowed? Just generally nationalist memes, vague, fashion wave aesthetics.
There's a whole recording of
not allowed to post.
We're talking. Look, the issue is why did I unban Colton right after Tom banned him?
But I'm not.
Why did Krill
I'm
unban Colton
autistic.
right after
Just
Tom
tell me
banned
the
him?
rules.
He posted the rules, Colton. He posted them.
Horrible tragedy if this came to an end because of fucking Colton.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's Colton specifically. We're talking about a particular behavior.
Okay, but just really quick before anybody interrupts. Okay, look.
Tom is uncomfortable with
the reasoning or whatever, and see if they're gonna have a problem with you undoing it.
That's fine. That's reasonable.
Look. One more thing.
The problem is, it just seems because the biggest thing with people is going to be consistency, right? Whether you're being consistent or not.
For that particular circumstance, I didn't see a need to ask because everybody was here, and I didn't think it was that ambiguous.
Why not? Why don't you show just Tom the respect of asking him?
Well, the thing is, the way I see it, Krill, is like if we know this person, right? Every time we mute this person, he just leaves and comes back, right? So if we know he's going to do that, then why would we go through the process of waiting?
I think he has done that, but I don't think he does that every single time.
It may not be every time, but he does it a lot, Krill.
He does. Look.
False.
Listen, this is what's going to happen, Krill. You're gonna cave into the people who are complaining about admins and mods, right? Then they're going to go, oh, okay, look, all we have to do is complain to Krill a lot, and Krill's going to cave into us. This is going to make things worse from here on out. See you later, Squishy.
Server died?
I mean, if the issue is just day after they're banned, then I think that's a pretty easy, a simple resolution. But we can also, if you ban somebody, there's an ability to put a reason next to them being banned.
Well, Crow, do you think that's going to solve people complaining?
No, it's going to make it worse.
I mean, when I look,
people are going.
This is why I say, hold on.
Say to somebody is you were banned because of mod evasion. That to me, that's and it's only that's the only bannable offense is mod evasion.
Right, but Krill, what I mean,
but he's already done that.
Yeah, he's done that multiple times. So like,
you've talked about people.
He's gotten off.
He wasn't doing it this time.
Yeah, but he's gotten off so well in this situation. You unban him all the time, whether or not it was because of like you asked why he was banned. You just unban him, right, and send him an invite. So it's not like he's banned for a week. He actually has gotten off really good in this situation.
Well, I think what we could do to help out with that, because I mean, I'll go into the unban thing, and there's like 20-something people that have been banned almost every day, right? And I have to go in, and I don't know who was banned for what, so I usually just unban everybody, get everybody another chance, right? But if we can leave a note,
well, a lot of those, a lot of those people are gonna be like 14-year-olds and shit too. Like I've banned two underage people, one underage person.
If we can leave, if we can leave a note for banned for underage or banned for mod.
Can you read the? Can you read the reason? Oh, okay, I'll do that from now on.
And then those be unbanned, or we could put in there banned for mod evasion 1 week, and, but banned and then put the week in or whatever, and then they can come back in a week. That way, they're not coming back every single day.
Yeah, I didn't know you could actually see the reason.
It's difficult to know. If this would get Tom to stay, would you do this? So give up just fucking one leader with people when it comes to not banning them.
Yeah, just sacrifice one person a month.
Sacrifice one fucking person.
Slit his fucking throat on the altar. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think about that,
Leave
Tom?
that motherfucker out.
That's a good idea.
Fuck you.
That is a nice thing.
I don't think I would give that single power to anybody.
Didn't we vote ban Vaid though?
But if we Jaro.
No,
but if we want to work as a community to agree who should be banned permanently, be something there.
So
There's a process.
You just won't give up Colton.
What's that?
Well, you won't give up.
I don't even think Tom's not saying to permanently ban Colton.
This is just another straw man. I don't know what's the problem here.
Can we just permanently ban Colton?
Fuck you, bitch.
Nobody. I don't think anybody. Well, majority of people ban Colton right out.
If we permanently ban Colton, I can't convince him to kill himself. So let's not do that.
Tom, what would it take to want to be the primary mod here?
I mean, it sounds like Krill doesn't even understand what's going on. I mean, he seems like, agreeing with mods and altering his behavior to be in accord with what they tell him to do or something. It's just ridiculous. If that's, I mean,
But
if that's
think
the case, I mean,
there's
which
a
it
pattern
seems
of
like it is,
behavior.
then there's just
If we
there's
bring
not going to
Vade-
be any kind of
if we bring
reconciliation.
Vade and Christian
He's just
Hillbilly.
he's just out of touch with reality.
If we talk to John Colton, Vade, Christian Hillbilly, they're all going to agree that it's not necessarily just mod. They're not getting banned for mod evasion.
Look at who you listed though, Krill.
Fart knockers.
Are those people not?
Do you accept Christian Hillbilly as reliable?
Does he have the right to be? No, it's not that. Not that I'm necessarily.
I'm just going to go through each person. I'm just going to go through each person, Krill, and ask you that same question. You're going to say no to each one of them. So then you presenting them as evidence is not going to be good for you.
Does John have a right to
the
be
Jack
yes
debacle?
or no?
Nobody's permanently banned him.
Let it go.
Another straw man.
Does he have? Does he have a right to? Does he have a right to be banned?
I don't even know what you mean by right in that sense, because no, he doesn't have a right to be here. No one has a right to be
Nobody needs
here.
a pedantry.
It's your server. You can ban anybody you want.
Based on the rules of the server, does anybody deserve to be banned for any other reason other than mod evasion or being underage or posting child pornography?
Yeah, I can give you one instance, Krill. Severely obstructing conversation.
That's not a bannable offense. That's a mute or.
I think it should be. I think it should be.
Yeah, but they can just evade that.
And they get banned.
What are you not understanding about
They get banned for mod evasion. What are you not understanding about?
That's what I did.
No, you
I
didn't.
do that all the time.
You banned Colton for speaking in a Jew voice.
He was told not
to. You banned Christian Hillbilly because he wouldn't agree to the Batman comics. You banned Vade because he was talking too much. Yeah. These are not mod evasion. They're not underage. They're not child pornography. These are personal things that you ban people for.
No. Comes back. So what?
So when he
if
does
he's
it, you
done
ban him.
20 times in a row. You just skip to the banning part.
No.
If you've
You're
already
saying
done
that
it.
if you somebody for stealing because they might be a repeat offender. No.
They're trying to shift the goalpost on Johnny right now. Look,
you're already conceding that there's just cause to abandon.
No, there's not. In the past, yes. But in this particular circumstance,
generally
no.
they have to do something in the past, and then
in the Vade situation, no. In some John situations, which me and you have both done this, where we just ban John for a month or whatever, just to fuck with them, those things are not justified.
Yeah, I mean, there's just not going to be a reconciliation.
Oh shit,
that's cool. I mean, like, I don't know what that means if you want to ban.
Well, if we look at it like, let's say we're putting his slate clean every time he comes back after the ban, right? Then we would say that we would go through the process of muting him.
Yeah. So what's going to happen if you do it your way, Krill? Is okay, you're going to say,
worst case scenario, we might have to fuck with Colton and go through the process once a week, every single week for the rest of our lives.
I have solid proof that Tom abuses mods. I mean, I have DMs where he just flat out acknowledges it. Like, I'm not
post the DMs.
Anytime.
Just post it then. Shut up and post it.
Sure, I'll post 2 different examples right here. Hold on, give me a second.
This is gonna be the first time John's ever actually posted when he said he had them too. If he actually does it.
All right, so he'll abuse his mods over something stupid, right? And then
I just want to see you post it. I don't want to hear an explanation
afterwards, complaining, right? So here's one time where I did, and he just sent me another invite, like it never happened. Like it just watched. This is just one example.
Yeah, because a ban isn't really a ban, and that just shows that I don't think that, right? It's just fucking obvious.
Well,
he sent you an invite. He probably just kicked you.
I agree. There can be some revision to the banning system, right?
All right, so just
banning somebody right away isn't going to be a reliable solution, right? We can all agree on that.
It doesn't matter what you vote.
Banning somebody right away and just unbanning somebody is obviously not sustainable. We instituted the idea of just banning somebody for a week, which we can keep track of by telling why we're banning somebody, right? And that would basically solve that. But if somebody repeat offends and has to get banned once a month or once a week for every single week, I would think after a month or so, if you're banned every single week for a month, then we can just permaban that person. So if Colton can't abide by the mods and keeps motivating every single week, then yeah, Colton, sorry, buddy.
See, the thing is, the problem is there's gonna be special cases like with Colton, right? Because Colton, he puts out some shit every once and again. Like he starts screaming at Mike, we get entertained by. There's some entertainment we get out of him every once. But there's also times where we just want to keep him away from the conversations and just keep him out of the room for that while because he's just trying to obstruct. That's all he really does if he's not the lost cow. So there's going to be these
three strikes policy.
Look, the thing about this,
because I don't want to just make it so we permaban him after this, because he's going to break
Josh's
it.
idea, three strike policy.
The thing is, he's going to break it. He's going to be gone then.
What's going to happen is you're going to institute your policy, right? Then you're going to ban me or whatever. Colton is going to break it. There's no question about that. He's not able to control himself, Krill. And then you're gonna have no Colton and no me, and then you're gonna be fucked.
But we can remove it.
Colton is gonna motivate as long as he doesn't know what's clear-cut rules about imaging.
No,
so.
you're so stupid. Orson, you fucking idiot.
Listen,
He's
we've
gonna
told
motivate.
him.
He knows exactly what the rules are for posting pictures. He's gonna motivate no matter what.
There's like an hour-long conversation about just exactly what he wasn't allowed to post. He still posts what was laid out.
The idea of this conversation is to come up with a structure that works, that anybody can institute. That it doesn't have to be up to one person. It doesn't have to be up to me. It doesn't have to be up to Tom. It doesn't have to be up to Bacon Bone. It's a system that we've all agreed upon as a community that we can utilize on a consistent basis, so that it's our Bible essentially for our rules. So somebody breaks that rule of mod evasion, then we can justify why we're doing the ban or why we're unbanning somebody. But there's no secrets. There's no surprise. Because I think that's what caught everybody off guard today the most, is that there was a lot of surprises, and we just don't know what's the expectations for how moderators or how unbanning and things like that should work.
Hey Krill,
I made my contributions to that. I made some mistakes in unbanning people right away, but I also think that there's contributions from some of the admins and mods and banning people for reasons other than mod evasion. I think if we address both of these things in unison, then we can come up with a structure that moving forward is going to work effectively, and we can kind of squash this problem once and for all.
Hey, Krill, I think I kind of have an idea of what we could or you could do, like implement. And I added.
Can I get a ban on Caterpillar?
Yeah, so I think you're right on muting people if they're noise spam.
No, I disagree. That's a terrible idea. No perma bans.
Well, I kind of thought maybe.
Dude, when I ban someone, it's not a permanent fucking ban.
Okay.
Right?
So I
Wait,
thought
I'm really sick of getting strawman here.
Caterpillar, who the fuck are you?
This is what he does every time he gets unmuted. I don't know why somebody unmuted the fuck.
Tom,
Tabin, can
how
you
long
review
do you
them,
intend
please?
to ban Colton for?
Probably until, when Krill unbanned him, right? So it's generally like, the next day or something like that.
Krill usually unbans them every day.
What would you like to happen when Colton gets banned? Like if an ideal circumstance, just
he needs to have some sort of consequences for what he does, right? So
we can't really do much
time
other
of banning
him for a particular time.
for however long we feel it is. Like at least a few hours, right?
Some variation of waterboarding would be ideal.
I think my opinion is that if somebody gets banned for mod evasion, they've already had 3 opportunities to reform the behavior, right? They've had the mute in the no chat, they've been 2 opportunities. They've had the mute in the no chat, then they've been kicked, they've specifically left and rejoined the server, then they get banned. Then at that point they should get a serious ban, like a week. I'm not thinking like a couple hours or something.
Crow, why don't you just agree that you made a mistake and unbanning him right away?
I did. I already
individuals.
That's all that Tom wants. That him not to be unbanned immediately afterwards. That's what he just said.
Stop with the over dramatizing. Seriously, what we're talking about is a real solution moving forward to addressing these problems, and you're just straw manning and sitting on this fantasy about what happened.
What are you talking about?
Fuck you.
You're
asking
him what
you're a woman. You don't deserve.
Leela, come on.
You don't deserve a voice here. You're a woman. Let the man speak.
We've already agreed to that. We're trying to talk about the future. It's just unnecessary. So I've specifically asked Tom, and I'm asking the room as well, what do you think should happen when somebody gets banned for mod evasion? Tom says a couple of hours. I'm saying maybe like a week or something like that. Does anybody else have opinions on what that should look like?
6 months. A
couple of hours is fine.
I think I honestly just say it depends on the person.
That's what we've been doing, is a couple of hours, except for this one particular time, right? where I abandoned him immediately? Are you saying that the way things were, that everything was perfect, and that we'll just continue with that?
Yeah, I liked it.
You can just increment them. You can just increment them relative to the number of mod evasions, right? So like
that's my thought.
First mod evasion is a ban for a day, and then they come back the next day. Second mod evasion is banned for a week, and then
who's gonna keep up with all that?
They come back.
Let's say there's a scenario where we
just put that in the you can just put that in the fucking reasons when you ban
Oh yeah,
them.
yeah, that's
So
right.
shut up,
That's
don't-
right.
Yeah, don't talk back to me, bitch. You sit down. You sit the fuck
I forgot
down,
about
I ain't done
notes.
yet. All right.
So what if there's a scenario? What if there's a scenario where we want to just keep Colton out for a little bit because we know he's in obstruct, but we want him back later or want him back in a couple hours?
I mean, you guys don't understand that it's untenable to like somehow police some of these people.
Because we might want to bring. We might want to bring. The thing is, we might want to bring them back in. For a special thing that we had.
The problem here is that there are clearly people who keep fucking breaking the rules day in,
That's why
day out, day out.
System that works for them.
But having a rule in place is gonna make this.
John, Colton, Bade, for example, have already gone this multiple fucking times. And the reason why we're having all of this trouble is because we keep letting them back.
They evaded moderation. They evaded moderation. I muted him because he didn't let.
Now you're doing it if you didn't.
But then again, guys, this is very simple. We need a solution that we can do that's not. We need something like Josh was talking about, a real solution to how we address that. If you evade mods, you get a week ban, and if you come back to do it again, you're gonna get a week ban again.
So like another one is when if it's a 3 strike policy, right? Like when they join the server, after you unban them, you assign them the roles whatever strike they're on, right? Like strike 1. And so whoever bans them, if there's another mod who's going to ban them, you can see what their strike level is and base it on that.
Yeah, if
See
we
what
were
I'm
going to do that, that is a good idea.
Does that? I mean, in my opinion, these seem like real solutions to the problem.
It depends on what you mean by
would have been
problem,
permanently
right?
banned fucking a year ago.
Yeah,
Well, just fucking ban Tom. Get that piece of shit out of here.
There's a problem.
Ban Tom.
out of here.
There's a problem. With
Hashtag ban Tom.
Can I get a definition of mod evasion? Because I'm just getting here, you know.
Leaving a server and coming back.
Shut that fucker up. Who's that?
We should be able to pin rules.
Yes, that too. I think we should have like a separate chat for
Caterpillar. Shut the fuck
Will
up.
somebody shut this fucker up, please?
I think we should
Unmod,
mod Josh.
Unmod everyone.
Look, there's two concerns. There's people here that are evading mods. Right? I think we can address both of those with this system.
Well, it wasn't necessarily that you were unbanning them. It was. Well, it wouldn't even be because you can still say, you know what I mean? It's the fact that you did it right afterward.
Yeah, too quickly.
But
thank you, Joe.
I don't know. It's just.
But that too quickly.
Yours sounds less worse.
Well, the too quickly or whatever. I get it. It seems like I'm making a personal attack on Tom. That's not what I'm doing at all. Oh, I can't believe Tom did that. I'm gonna.
It happened.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Whoever
I
did
get that.
it,
I can feel that way, but obviously that's not the case.
Well, it is the case
not
that you are undermining the person's authority if you undo their decision.
I think
that is objectively the case.
I'm not personally undermining that individual, but the action would not trying to undermine anybody.
Oh, I see what you're saying, but you are undermining the action.
But didn't you hear
the action
Colton?
necessarily feels like it undermines some, and I get that.
Didn't you hear Colton right? Go ahead, Tom.
He was right.
And so then